1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Woo!
Hello guys and welcome back to this one. Today we are going to be looking at the optimization, and we are going to be seeing where all the waste goes away, and then how using a heap betters our first operation where we were using we are just basically doing the brute force way of going back and forth and bringing stuff from different files or from files and then comparing them one after the other. But this time around we are going to see how the heap helps us. So obviously, as always, we are going to be starting off with the code explanation, and I'm trying to integrate some kind of better ways of explaining this stuff so that it's more relatable as well. So I'll see if I can find a caveat today. So yeah, so we define the optimization. Obviously we are still taking in a tuple of a string for the ID to ID the star, and then we are going to take in the coordinates of the star, right? Yep. So that's it, and then we are going to take in k, the amount of stars we're trying to consider, right? So we define a max heap. That's a max heap is just basically saying it's just a heap, a mini heap inverted. So rather than having the minimum value at the tip of the heap, we are having a maximum value. So you say you have a value, you have values 1 through to 7. 7 will be at the tip of the heap rather than 1. So that's just the idea. What's this one about again? Yeah, so moving on, we go through this for loop. We say for ID and star and star coordinates in file. So basically we are going through every coordinate in the file, and we are saying we find the distance first of the coordinates, and then we say if length of the heap of the max heap is less than k. So we can see that immediately, rather than waiting and then filtering out the 7, right, we are immediately putting that process into play here by making the heap have a maximum value that it can accept, which is k, right? And that this line right here helps us mitigate solving or having to get like a range after solving. So if the length of the max heap is less than k, that means the heap has not been filled yet, right? Or the heap has not got into our desired key number of stars, right? We say okay, max heap dot push that new heap into this thing. So basically this is like, oh, taking away stars from the equation, from the discussion, this is like basically saying, oh, you have 5 boys standing on this and they want to play football, but you are playing 5 aside. Only 5 guys can enter into the team. Now you've pushed in 5 guys, or you're basically asking, do we already have up to 5 guys in the 5 aside? If we already have 5 guys within the team, then we're going to do something different because you are trying to get the best players, right? So yeah. So we say, what do we do? But now we're not up to 5 that we want. So we'll just push in anybody that comes, whether than JJC or Nabeso Sabi play ball. So right. So we then go ahead to say else. So in a situation where we have no the 5 aside is not yet like filled, right? We then pull out the person's ID and then pull out the farthest distance, still relating it back to the star. All right. I'm just going to be moving between star and 5 aside, right, to make it more relatable. Now, max heap. Then we now pop out the first value in a heap in that heap. So if the heap is, say, we have the 5 aside guys and we have all 5 guys in there, and then that guy that knows how to play ball just comes. So what we are going to do is, so how a heap works is that if in that 5 aside team now, the guy who knows how to play ball pass will be the one at like, oh, the fine person to cut him for, right? We'll be looking for someone to cut him out for, and then maybe say Chukwueze comes to the pitch. Everybody wants him on his team, so we'll be like, die now you. Then you get kicked out, and then we bring in Chukwueze, right? And yeah, so that's basically what we are doing here. We're basically popping out the guy that doesn't know how to play ball properly here, and then we are then going ahead to say if minus d is equal to this. So we are basically saying we're basically identifying that guy and getting his credentials, and then we have this is on this line now. It says if minus d is greater than current, so it's basically checking if Chukwueze. Because the thing is that there are two situations here. Is that Chukwueze comes and says, "Oh, I want to join this team," or and a JJC lesser than the JJC that we want to put part of our team is coming to say, "Oh, I want to join your team." So it can be. I don't want to call real footballer names, but yeah, but someone works, right? So we are checking if so basically when we push in, because of the max heap, we are trying to induce it by ourselves. So what we are doing is that we're giving values minus signs. This will come alive in the debugger to illustration. But yeah, we're just basically checking if the guy is better, and if it is better, we are going to do a replace. So we're going to remove the guy that doesn't know how to play ball and put the guy that knows how to play ball better. And after doing that, we are going to reverse. Just as I said, because we are working with a max heap, and heapq releases basically for a mini heap. So we now use our values to interchange to make it a max heap by using minus for values that are, because in the minus spectrum, greater -7, -1 is greater than -7. So for that reason, we use that to calculate that to make it a max heap. So that's why after doing everything, we do a reverse so that 7 is now the real guy that holds its value, and then we go ahead to say for id and star a max heap. So we print out our values. So immediately the key has already been sorted out. We already have the maximum amount of values we can have, or we want the maximum amount of stars we want, and then kumbaya, we are golden on the code explanation front. So yeah, I hope the maybe relatable examples helped, but this is basically what we have here for the brute force, sorry, for the optimization run for the code explanation. Next up, as always, we are going to be looking at the graphical illustration, and probably I would think I will just make that one focused on the football team stuff, so it's more relatable as well. So yeah, muchas gracias. See you on the next one. Bye.